up, UNT? Welcome back to another episode of the Clubhouse. You already know what time it is. I'm your host, Jason Phelps. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are a recurring listener, welcome back. If not, welcome to your first issue of the Clubhouse. Going around talking about all UNT club sports here around campus, everything we can find, and then some. Got a pretty packed show, so let's go ahead and hop right into it and jump around the Clubhouse. Had 2 weeks worth of action to cover. Didn't have a ton of action last week, so missed out on a show. Sorry about that, but we're back and covering everything that we missed. Let's get into it. The Illegals, our men's ultimate team, their X and Y team, both finished third in the Just Plain Nasty tournament up in Norman, Oklahoma last weekend. Their women's counterpart, the Envy, out in Norman as well. They finished 2-5 on the weekend. We had men's baseball go down to Austin, come back with a resounding sweep of the Longhorns. 3-game sweep, taking game 1 8-0. Game 2, 8-3, and Game 3, 12-0. So 3 big wins for the Mean Green baseball team. We had men's rugby. They edged out A&M in College Station last weekend, coming away with a 39-33 victory. We're going to be on the road again this Sunday to take on Sam Houston State. We had women's rugby. They fought hard, dropped a tough one to Angelo State this past weekend, falling 31-17. Powerlifting, just today actually, announced that they're going to have their annual Mean Green Raw Classic coming up January 20th. So we'll keep you guys posted with more info as we close in on that event. Club golf, we mentioned our newest club sport, club golf, started practice this week, so we're excited to see what they're going to do in the future. Disc golf, those guys out still prepping for their tournament down in San Marcos on November 11th and 12th. We're actually working to get those guys on the show here sometime soon to talk about that tournament. We had, I'm going to butcher this name, and I apologize in advance, Yansuk Jung finished. He had a great individual day for the fencing team, finishing second at the Crescent City Open this weekend. Equestrian, they had their first show of the year, and everyone placed, so good work for their English team. Their Western team is going to be out in Canyon this coming weekend for the West Texas A&M Western IHSA show. Speaking of abbreviations, what I've mentioned many times, my favorite, the S Quad C is what I'm going to start calling it now. The SCCCC, our cycling team, they're in 4th right now. Their top rider, Zach Conifer, remains in 1st place overall, 300 points over the 2nd place competitor. So Conifer's starting to run away with that one again this year. Couple updates, men's and women's lacrosse are going to be hosting a doubleheader this weekend out at the Peterbilt Fields beginning at noon. Women's team is going to be hosting Hardin-Simmons University. That's going to be their first scrimmage of the year. They're going to be followed by the men's team hosting Dallas Baptist. That game will start at 2, so get on out there and support those programs. We also had hockey. They're going to be taking on DBU as well this weekend. They have a 2-game series against the Patriots starting this Friday at 7 out in Farmers Branch. If you're unable to make it out to the game, you can catch a broadcast at Local 109 Bar on Fry Street. That broadcast is going to be hosted by yours truly. I'm going to be a bit torn for that game. Been working DBU hockey, but cheering for the Mean Green for sure. And last we had tennis. They had a successful tournament down in Houston this past weekend. 4 of their 6 teams podiumed. They're closing in on their last tournament of the fall in Waco this upcoming weekend. And we're actually lucky enough to be joined by Austin Buckingham from the tennis team. Austin, first of all, what's up? Welcome to the Clubhouse.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk a little bit about, congratulations on this tournament. How'd it go down there?
Overall, it was a very solid weekend. I was actually very surprised that 4 out of our 6 teams managed to podium and do as well as they did. Usually, not to get down on our club, but usually we don't perform so well. So it was a very exceptional tournament for us. So I was very happy with it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I know you guys have been doing big things this year. What's been kind of the change from the last couple of years to now, would you say?
Probably we've been really trying to hit harder on our practice structure, making sure obviously it's club, so we're trying to have fun, but also at the same time trying to make it more structured so that way some of the people that really want to try are getting like the actual drills and practice that they need. So I feel like even the lower skilled people are getting more of an opportunity to actually develop their skills and practice and play better, and I think that's kind of showing up in the tournaments a little bit as well.
Yeah, so talk about that. An individual sport, as far as practice goes, kind of how hard is that to be dealing with people on so much of a wide range of skill set, especially at the club level?
It's actually pretty darn difficult. The reason being is we practice over at Warwick, and we only have a total of 4 courts dedicated to us. We tend to end up using 6 because no one tends to be over there late at night, but we only have 4 dedicated to us, and usually, again, because it's a club, we try and dedicate it like having at least 1 court towards games, so that way people who are casual just kind of want to have fun, socialize, they have that for them. And then we try and dedicate like another court to drills and skills and all that good stuff, so that way some of the more hardcore people can actually get that in. And obviously, because tennis is a very individual 1v1, 2v2 sport, we try and dedicate those other courts towards like match play, so that way you can get a realistic feel for what it's actually like to be in a match going against someone else, and not just having these structured, like, okay, working on forehand, working on backhand, just you can mess up. We want you to actually get the idea of what it's like to be in a match and practice going through like the challenge of being stressed and knowing like, oh, I'm on match point or something like that, all that good stuff.
So what's kind of the makeup of a college tennis tournament? I mean, we talked about you guys sent teams out there, but it's an individual sport. How does that kind of run?
So
with singles and doubles and all that.
The way they do it is it's team tennis, and so there will be a men's singles, there will be a women's singles, a men's doubles, a women's doubles, and there will be a mixed doubles. So there's a total of 5 matches that we do, and on average, at least for us, we tend to have about 4 to 5 guys on a team, and usually just because we don't have a lot of girls, we have to have a bare minimum of 2 girls. So each girl will play doubles, one will play the singles, and one will play the mixed. And usually the guys will split it up to where one guy plays 1 match each. Okay. And so we'll play through that, and at the end of it all, how they count it as, it's not a matter of like, did you win the match? They count it by games. So for those of you who aren't like tennis savvy, I guess.
In present company, yes, sure.
There's points, and so at the end of 4 points, if you win 4 points in a row, or not necessarily in a row, but if you win 4 points total, you get what's called a game, and in each game adds up to a set, and there's 6 games total in a set. And so when you win that, you win the match, at least in college level. And I won't get into like pro play. We'll just keep it college.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So we count as many games as you get. So even if you're losing, we highly encourage like, hey, keep playing, get as many games as you can. For instance, like I played a doubles match this weekend against Sam Houston, and we started off 1-5. I had a really bad early game, and it was terrible. But my partner Eli, just amazing dude, strong mentality. We pulled it together. We dragged it back and brought it into tiebreak, and we still lost in tiebreak. But the thing was, we gained an extra 4 games, and those 4 games actually ended up winning us the whole thing overall because of that, along with some masterful play from our girls as well. But a lot of it was like a big comeback with those 4 games that we were down. So it's very important for us, like even if you're losing, like just try and get as many games as you can, because in the end, that extra game that you may have snagged away from your opponent may end up winning our team the overall match.
Yeah, dang, there you go. So what are you guys expecting out of Waco this weekend, and really kind of going into the spring as well?
This weekend we're bringing a total of 3 teams. Unfortunately, one of our number 1 guys, or our team 1 guys, rolled his ankle. So we're losing him, and that's unfortunate. So right now, I think we're just trying to get the best team that we can possible, and making sure, like, hey, just do the best that you can. This tournament doesn't really matter anything too much in the grand scheme of things towards spring when sectionals is. So this will be more of we're going down, we're going to just try our best, have fun, and try and figure out who works well with who, honestly. I think this will be kind of more of a trial testing tournament than anything, but obviously it's not going to like we're going to goof around or anything.
Right, yeah, of course. You got anything else for us? Any shout-outs or anything? Kind of looking forward for the season?
Couple of just the MVPs for this past tournament I'd like to shout out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jonathan, or John. I mean, we have 2 Johns that I'm about to mention, but Jonathan played really, really well. Isai, Andrew and Matthew both. Lexi, who was on my team, props to Lexi. Connor and John, all of you guys, I don't know if you're going to be listening or not, but congrats, MVPs. Spoiler alert, I don't know if we've told you or not, but yeah, there you go. So great.
There you go. Perfect job, reason to get him to tune in. So if you're on the tennis team and listening, make sure you stay tuned for your MVPs. Well, cool, Austin. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Good luck to you guys. This weekend and the rest of the spring. We're excited to, kind of keep talking about your successes in the future.
Of course. Hopefully, I'll send Noah in here.
Yeah, certainly. No, when you guys get the spring coming around, definitely let us know. We'll have you guys back on.
Oh, one other thing is, if any of you guys are interested in joining us, we do practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And again, we do have one more tournament this weekend. So, I mean, if you're going to join, you're cutting it close. We will have a bare minimum another 2 tournaments next spring. First one will be in A&M down in College Station. The other one's looking like it's going to be in Austin, and then there's a third mystery tournament that we're not really confirmed on yet, so I'll get back to you guys on that. So, and yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to contact me, Austin Buckingham, or Noah Magara, who's the president of our club right now. We'll totally get back to you guys, talk to you, and inform you on whatever you need to know.
Perfect, yeah, and keep you guys up, UNT Club Tennis on Twitter?
Yes, sir.
Excellent, yeah, so follow that up and get in touch with those guys if you're interested. Cool, Austin, again, yeah, thank you guys so much, and thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of The Clubhouse. I'm Jason Feltz. Go Mean Green. Have a great week.